Every word feels heavy on my tongue. Prayer like dust on an empty lung.
Have you ever felt like your faith was meant for, well, for more? You know, that sense that the life you feel bubbling up on the inside should be making a bigger splash on the outside. That's exactly what we're going to dive into today. This incredible journey from a personal, well, a private faith into a public, overflowing river that brings life to everything around it. Right from the start, this is for anyone who's ever felt spiritually dry, for the person who's just tired, for every single one of us who has walked through a long, hard season, but somehow, somewhere deep down, still dared to hope for more. If that sounds like you, then yeah, you're in exactly the right place. But that leads to the big question, doesn't it? When the ground of your life just feels parched and the silence from heaven is, frankly, deafening, what are you supposed to do? Do you just sit there and wait? Or is there a more active part for you to play in your own breakthrough? To answer that, we're going to look at this really fascinating moment tucked away in the book of Numbers. You've got the people of Israel, they're stuck in a desert, they're desperately thirsty, and what they do next is just, it's completely unexpected. It's a spiritual strategy that pretty much defies all logic.
I mean, think about the choice they had. The expected response, the one we'd all understand, is to grumble, right? To complain, to focus on how bad the problem is. But they did something prophetic. Instead of cursing the dry ground, they started singing to the potential that was hidden deep beneath the dirt.
And this was their song. Now you have to get this, because it's the most important part. They were not singing because they saw water. They were singing to call the water forth. This was a bold declaration of faith, sung to a dry, empty well. It was a song aimed directly at something they couldn't see at all. And this whole story reveals this powerful principle, prophetic participation. See, real faith isn't just sitting back and passively waiting for God to do something. It's an active partnership with Him. You don't just wait for the rain to come, you actually get out there and dig the ditches. And if you look closely, the command itself had two totally distinct parts. First, spring up. That's a prophetic declaration. It's a command to awaken what's lying dormant. But then there's sing to it. And that's prophetic worship. It's an invitation to bring praise into the process. It's this powerful 1-2 punch of declaration and adoration. And you know, we see this pop up again in King 3. There's this army, they're facing a terrible drought, and a prophet tells them to make this valley full of ditches. Just think about how crazy that sounds. God promises a miracle flood, but He actually requires them to pick up shovels first. Your preparation is an act of faith that literally makes room for the miracle you're asking for. But let's be honest, this whole process of digging, it's not always easy. In fact, a lot of the time, the journey of faith actually invites opposition. The story of Isaac shows us that sometimes you've got to fight to reclaim the wells that are rightfully yours. So Isaac was redigging these wells that his father Abraham had made, wells that his enemies had deliberately come and filled up with dirt. The first time he digs, he's met with contention. The second time, it's even worse. It's straight up hatred. But he didn't stop. The third well he dug was finally a place of peace, a place he called Rehoboth, which means spaciousness. His story is this incredible reminder that opposition does not get the final say. Persistence can absolutely break through. And this is where everything shifts. All of this work, the prophetic singing, the faithful digging, the relentless perseverance, it's not just about getting enough water to survive. No, it's about a much, much bigger transformation. It's about making the leap from mere survival to genuine revival. So what's the real difference here? Well, a well is personal. It's where you go to draw water. It sustains you, your household. It's totally crucial. But a river is generational. It can't be contained. It flows from you, and it brings life and blessing and revival to entire communities. You see, this is the divine progression. What God starts in you as a private well, a personal place of encounter and sustenance, He always designs for it to ultimately become a public river of life that flows out and changes everything and everyone it touches. And then Jesus shows up, and He takes this ancient imagery and makes this mind-blowing promise. He says, if you believe in me, it's no longer about a well you have to draw from. No, it's about rivers of living water that will flow from within you. And where does this river come from? The Gospel of John tells us it's the Holy Spirit. So what's this river for? What's its ultimate purpose? Well, the prophet Ezekiel was given this stunning, almost unbelievable vision that shows us exactly what it's for. It all starts with just a little trickle of water flowing from the temple of God itself. As Ezekiel follows this river, it gets deeper and deeper. At first, it's just ankle deep, a place where you're still in control. Then it rises to his knees, the posture of prayer, of dependence. Then it's waist deep, a place of real deep surrender. And finally, it becomes a river so deep he can't walk anymore. He has to swim, just completely carried by the current. It's a picture of the journey into total surrender to the Spirit. And the result of that surrender? The promise of this vision is just staggering. It's absolute. The river's purpose is to bring radical, explosive life. It even flows into the Dead Sea, literally the deadest place on earth, and makes it fresh and full of life again. The principle is unwavering. Everything will live wherever this river goes. And so, this all comes right back to you and me. The well, the Spirit of God Himself, is already within you, ready to spring up. The question is no longer whether you have access to this life. The real question is, where will your river flow? Where will you allow your personal well to become an overflowing river that brings life to all the dry places around you?
Rise up slowly, bring up all well in me. Over every fear I'm holding. What you said is what we to trust the knife that mends. If all my leaves must fall